There can be no permanent enemies and no permanent friends.
इस देश के गौरव एयर मार्शल श्री रवि कपूर जी.
I was in a profession which was my passion.
Started as a fighter pilot, flight lieutenant, squadron leader, wing commander, group captain, air vice marshal, air marshal.
I don't think I'll succeed in life. Do you think you are a reflection of the society? The world is not becoming a better place. Always felt that we are a little short in terms of.
हम जानेंगे सर से कि what makes the Indian Air Force one of the most formidable in the world.
We are still far behind. A fighter pilot is constantly assessed every day.
बचपन से जब भी सुना है तो you associated with the aircraft, the Mirage, the Sukhois, the MiGs.
Air Force is nothing but fighter aircraft. We focus only on. If you do not have individuality, then you will do everything which is very boxed.
Do we go for the best equipment regardless of expense?
Buying an aircraft is not like buying anything from the market. The systems have become very complex. Today's fight is who sees first and who can shoot first.
How can India also start making engines in the future?
No nation in the world can do everything in-house. An aircraft is designed around an engine.
Very critical to know.
Nobody gives it for free. Everything has a cost.
What is stopping us from becoming number one?
So,
बचपन में हमें अक्सर कहा जाता है कि बेटा सपने देखा करो, सपने एक दिन सच होते हैं. फिर हम बड़े होते हैं और बड़े होकर पता चलता है कि सपने केवल देखने मात्र से सच नहीं होते, उन्हें पूरा करने के लिए उस दिशा में कुछ कार्य भी करना पड़ता है. बचपन से बड़े होने की इस प्रक्रिया में कई जिम्मेदारियां आती हैं, कई बदलाव आते हैं, हमारी सोच बदलती है, समझ बदलती है और इस प्रक्रिया में कई बार कई सपने अधूरे ही रह जाते हैं. पर कुछ लोग ऐसे भी होते हैं जो बचपन में देखे गए सपने को पूरा भी करते हैं और इस कदर पूरा करते हैं कि पूरा देश उन्हें सलाम करता है, पूरी दुनिया उन्हें उनके नाम से और उनके काम से पहचानती है. मेरे आज के स्पेशल गेस्ट की कहानी भी कुछ ऐसी ही है. बचपन में जब पिता के साथ उनके कार्यस्थली पर एयरपोर्ट जाया करते थे तो ऊपर आकाश में उड़ते हुए प्लेन्स को देखते थे और वहां उन्होंने भी एक सपना देखा, आकाश में गरुड़ के समान उड़ान भरने का. बस फिर क्या था, वो लग गए उस सपने को पूरा करने में. एनसीसी के एयर विंग में उन्होंने दाखिला लिया, अपनी ट्रेनिंग करी और धीरे धीरे बढ़ते बढ़ते 1986 में बतौर फाइटर पायलट उनकी कमिश्निंग हुई भारतीय वायु सेना में. लगभग 40 साल के अपने स्टेलर करियर में उन्होंने क्या कुछ नहीं देखा. कभी युद्ध में फाइटर जेट्स उड़ाने के साथ, कभी डिप्लोमेटिक असाइनमेंट्स में भारत का प्रतिनिधित्व करते हुए, तो कभी प्रिंसिपल डायरेक्टर ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस इन द एयरफोर्स और फिर अपनी फाइनल पोस्टिंग में एयर ऑफिसर कमांडिंग इन चीफ ऑफ सेंट्रल एयर कमांड. अपनी इस उत्कृष्ट देश सेवा के लिए उन्हें परम विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल, अति विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल, वायुसेना मेडल और विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल जैसे कई पुरस्कारों से सम्मानित किया गया. बहुत गर्व के साथ, बहुत आदर के साथ स्वागत करता हूं इस देश के गौरव एयर मार्शल श्री रवि कपूर जी का. सर नमस्कार. वेलकम टू ग्लोबल मंथन.
थैंक यू ऋत्विक. आई एम सो हैप्पी टू बी हियर विद यू.
आज की इस बातचीत को हम आपके साथ 2 पार्ट्स में साझा करेंगे. पहले पार्ट में यानी इस पार्ट में हम जानेंगे सर से कि व्हाट मेक्स द इंडियन एयरफोर्स वन ऑफ द मोस्ट फॉर्मिडेबल इन द वर्ल्ड. तेजस, रफाल, 5th and 6th जनरेशन आने वाले स्टेल्थ फाइटर जेट्स के बारे में बात करेंगे और साथ ही जानेंगे उनकी लाइफ से जुड़े कुछ किस्सों को, कॉम्बैट और फ्लाइंग एक्सपीरियंसेस के बारे में. तो इस वीडियो को अभी लाइक कीजिए, अंत तक जरूर देखिए, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. सिट बैक, रिलैक्स, यू आर अबाउट टू वॉच द ग्लोबल मंथन पॉडकास्ट. Whenever we find out about you or let's say when we do research, जब भी हम आपके बारे में पढ़ते हैं, जब भी सुना है, तो ये वो जानकारी होती है जो पब्लिक डोमेन में अवेलेबल होती है, हम एक्सटर्नली सुनते हैं इस बारे में. However, I want to hear and I often ask my guests कि जब आप अपनी जर्नी को अभी तक देखते हैं, अपनी लाइफ को, तो how do you see it?
Oh, I see it as a journey which was full of adventure, full of changes. It taught me that The only thing that is constant in our life is change. The journey has been full of, 39 years of service. I saw 32 postings.
Wow.
So every year, a little more than a year, I was moving. And so with me, my family moved. बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है कि मेरी डॉटर ने जब तक वो 12th में पहुंची 10 स्कूल चेंज किए थे.
Okay.
तो वो अब जब उसने सब ग्रेजुएशन वगैरह कर लिया तो मुझे बोलती है कि आपके साथ ज़िंदगी बिताने का एक सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज ये रहा है कि आपने मेरे को हमेशा ही बिल्कुल अनसेटल्ड रखा. सो दैट इज़ वन. एंड सेकंड इज़ I was in a profession which was my passion.
जी.
So, which is the win-win combination for anybody.
Absolutely.
आपके पेरेंट्स होते हैं, वो बोलते हैं नहीं आप इंजीनियर बनो, आप डॉक्टर बनो, आप ये करो, आप वो करो, सब कुछ आपको बताते हैं ये करना है. फॉर्चुनेटली मेरे पेरेंट्स ने कभी मुझे ये नहीं बोला कि आपको ये करना है या आपको वो करना है. सो आई थिंक दैट वाज वन ब्लेसिंग इन डिस्गाइज. मेरे को काफ़ी टाइम मिला सोचने के लिए कि मुझे क्या करना चाहिए. And what I realized was that one message that I have for everybody is, a lot of times you feel that you are not successful, you are not the best, but then God will give you opportunities in life to prove that you are the best.
Yeah.
So how I realized it was, जैसे मेरी बेटी की बात करी मैंने, वैसे ही मेरे फादर भी ट्रांसफरेबल जॉब में थे
जी.
तो 10th मैंने गुजरात में किया, 11th मैंने महाराष्ट्र में किया और 12th फिर गुजरात में किया.
ओके.
तो और दोनों बोर्ड अलग, दोनों की पढ़ाई बिल्कुल अलग, करिकुलम अलग. सो वेरी अनसेटल्ड एंड आई डिडंट डू वेल एट ऑल इन माय 12th एंड आई फेल्ट दैट आई डोंट थिंक आई एम अ गुड स्टूडेंट, आई डोंट थिंक आई विल सक्सीड इन लाइफ. बट व्हेन आई वेंट टू कॉलेज, in the 3 years which were stable, I passed out with distinction. So it meant that life will throw up situations to you, like they say curveball.
Yeah.
But you will also get your chance in under the sun. So
True.
Just wait for your chance, and that is exactly what happened in military also, in Air Force. I kept moving. There were so many challenges were there. When I was about to get to the next level, sometimes I'll break my leg, sometimes I'll break my shoulder. But finally, where the journey, it is not the end, but the journey. I enjoyed the journey.
जी. Persistence begets success, like they say. And
Yes.
That's something that's very visible in your career and how we also know you. So, sir, let's dive right into it.
Okay.
There's a very famous statistic. जब हम देखते हैं एयरफोर्स की रैंकिंग्स आती हैं either through Statista or many other forums, तो if we only rank it country wise, not by the exact forces, because out of the first 5, I think the first 3 are belonging to the US itself, US Air Force, US Marine, US Navy. But if we rank it country wise, तो तीसरे नंबर पर after US and Russia, Indian Air Force का नाम आता है. What is it that makes the IAF so special?
See, what makes IAF special is one has to go into the history.
Okay.
If you see, when we gained independence, immediately after we gained independence, we were attacked by the Pakistanis. So 48 war, if you remember. And a lot of tribals were sent in to capture J&K, to take over J&K because of the king of Jammu and Kashmir had acceded to India.
Maharaja Hari Singh.
So, what was it that India could have done at that point in time? It was the Air Force which sprung into action. Dakota, which was not a pressurized aircraft, we were flying day and night, and we transported troops from anywhere in the country to Srinagar. While the firing was going on, we were landing there. Spitfires went there and did attacks against the tribals.
Okay.
So something which is out of the ordinary. Then we went and landed in Leh. Nobody had even imagined somebody would go and land at 11,000 feet.
Yeah.
Then we went and landed at Daulat Beg Oladi, which is the highest runway in the world.
Okay, what altitude?
It is about 14,000 feet or so.
Okay.
14,000. I don't remember it right.
No, but
somebody can Google it. But that is where we landed. No other country in the world has done that. Then we did, 65 war, 71 war, 99
Ji.
Kargil war. Then all these operations that we have been doing. You see the kind of, humanitarian assistance, disaster relief.
Yep.
We were the first to go to Venezuela almost.
Yeah, just
across more than halfway across the world.
Yep, absolutely.
Fly there, So, and the other part is we have constantly interacted with other major air forces of the world
Ji.
in our exercises. So it is the leadership of the Air Force throughout. It is how innovative we have been. We have always felt that we are a little short in terms of technology and in terms of numbers. Even today, if you see, Op Sindoor, you see,
Yeah.
we are down to 29-30 squadrons against 42 squadrons. But what did we do to Pakistan?
Everyone.
In 88 hours, that country was on its knees.
Yep.
So there are 2-3 aspects why Indian Air Force. One is these rankings. These rankings they are independent. So
Ji.
me sitting here on a sofa and telling you that IAF is good. A lot of people will say, I'm from IAF, so I have to say IAF is good. But that is not the issue. The issue is that as they say, proof of the pudding is in eating it.
Ji.
So one is how you perform in wars is the measure of your capability.
Absolutely.
So there are 2 factors that come. So one is your combat capability, your technological capability, how advanced is the technology of Air Force, how well you have adapted to the latest contemporary technologies, and how do you look at future technologies, and how will you integrate them into the Air Force.
Right.
The other is most important is man behind the machine. So how you train your people. And a lot of people think that Air Force is nothing but fighter aircraft. But there is a whole ecosystem environment,
Right.
which has to be nurtured for years for the entire Air Force to deliver when the time comes.
Absolutely. And I think this is one of the things which I also had in mind. And you rightly pointed out, sir, कि जब हम from an external point of view, from a civilian point of view, जब हम ऐसे देखते हैं, तो Indian Air Force का नाम बचपन से जब भी सुना है, तो you associated with the aircraft, the Mirage, the Sukhois, the MiGs. But the reality is कि a machine is just a machine without the man behind it, like you said. और I want to also ask कि वो क्या values होती हैं? What is the structure, the organization which then allows the Bharatiya Vayu Sena to function as this unit?
So every organization, when it was formed to what it is today, there are a lot of changes.
जी.
You have to adapt to the changing environment. You have to adapt to changing technologies. You have to adapt to the contemporary war fighting techniques. And so your evolution is, like we said earlier, constant is the change is the only constant. So Air Force is constantly evolving and changing. So it is not only what we did was fighters was one part of it. But when the time came, we said that okay, we should have aircraft which are kind of give more legs to our fighters. That means air-to-air refuelers are required. That you can go much longer, do a much longer mission.
Yep.
And then you said, okay, with this all ground radars only, will we be able to monitor the entire volume of airspace that we have to defend?
Right.
The defense of the airspace of the nation is the responsibility of Indian Air Force. So we need to understand that the ground radars have certain amount of limitations. तो अगर ground radars में limitation है तो उसको हम कैसे पूरा करेंगे? So we went and got AWACS, airborne warning and control aircraft.
जी.
So then we developed our own AEWNC, the one which just got final operation clearance. So, this part. Then the other part is, the man behind the machine that we are talking about. The people who are flying the aircraft, then people who are maintaining the aircraft, and the people who are controlling the aircraft. So the fighter controllers, air traffic controllers, engineers, pilots, and then who are supporting them, the logisticians, the administration, the accounts, the medical. So everybody becomes involved in ensuring that the capability of the Air Force to fight a war remains very, very sharp.
And that's very
so the training. One is the machine, the other is the training. So the training is the most important part of it.
Right.
That till a pilot or an engineer or a technical officer does not reach a particular level of competence, we focus only on training and on the job learning.
Yeah.
With the freedom that that you have to start innovating. You have to start understanding what is happening around you.
Right.
So it is an ecosystem that is evolved over a period of years, and that is how the Air Force has evolved into a very, very formidable Air Force. It's because of the leaders that we had, leaders like, Marshal of the Air Force, Arjun Singh, our first chief, Subroto Mukherjee, and the chiefs and all other officers thereon, people who have won gallantry awards and things like that.
Yeah. Sir, you have seen the whole spectrum of what one can achieve in the Air Force, right? When we look at your career trajectory, you started as a fighter pilot, flight lieutenant, squadron leader, wing commander, group captain, air vice marshal, air commodore, air vice marshal, and then air marshal. So you've seen the whole trajectory that one can possibly follow. ट्रेनिंग के साथ साथ वो क्या वैल्यूज होती हैं that you are given so that you become a leader as well within the Air Force?
It is a process. It is a process which has two parts. One is which is a structured process that you go through courses, you go through training. All the time you are getting trained.
Okay.
There is the training never ends actually.
Okay.
And the second is is what you learn by yourself.
Okay.
So both of them become extremely important as you go along. The values, like a lot of time I used to go and ask people. When I used to go to stations, I would get all officers and people otherwise, and I asked them, okay, do you think you are a reflection of the society? So a lot of them would say yes.
Okay.
Then I would again ask them, please think, and then another answer. And after some interaction, they said, no, we are not a reflection of the society.
It's not an easy question.
Nothing is easy. So why should we say we are not a reflection of society? While we are in the same society, while we are product of the same society, we cannot be reflection of the society because we are constantly trained. We are constantly demanded of certain discipline. We are constantly demanded of certain professionalism. We are constantly demanded of certain values, ethics, traditions, culture, which is not demanded on a normal from a normal civilian, which may be expected but not demanded.
Right.
There's a difference between expectation and demand.
Demand.
What we do is we expect people to behave nicely. But here in Air Force, we demand people to behave properly. True. And then I asked them, what is the meaning of discipline? I said, just Google it. I mean, nothing. You don't have to go to Webster or Oxford or anything. And it was very simple. Just do the thing the right way.
Yeah.
And so it is a constant learning, a constant process of assessment.
Self-assessment.
Not only self-assessment. You are constantly assessed. A fighter pilot is constantly assessed every day.
Sharpness bhi aur sari cheezein.
Your professionalism, your output, how did you do? Every sortie that you fly today, today's fighter pilot, he prepares for 3 hours minimum. And then once you land, your debrief takes another 2 to 3 hours.
Oh.
So one mission which is 1.5 hours, consumes 7 hours. That is the kind of dedication and commitment that is demanded today.
That's brilliant. I mean, I didn't know about that.
Yes, and so these are the things that make you different from anybody else, because rest everything is for a small period of time. You could be doing an interview, you could be doing something, but yes, researchers, scientists, they are engrossed for hours and hours, days and days.
Right.
But here it's a very high pressure, very tightly timed work. And so your preparation and your training has to be tailored that way.
True.
And as you keep going along, you again do courses to learn on various parts of what is operational art, what is strategy, what is doctrine, what is war fighting, and then you keep evolving. And every appointment again teaches you. So you start to learn what is right, what is wrong, and then everything cannot be taught. There has to be a personality, finally. So if you do not have individuality, then you will do everything which is very boxed. So the Air Force allows you to actually open up and think out of the box.
You have to be a cut above the rest.
Yes.
Gee.
Because you will encounter situations in air, even in the leadership position, where you will be demanded to take a decision in a fraction of a second.
True.
So are you ready to do it? And if you're not ready and prepared to do it, you'll not do it.
True.
So that freedom has to be there for a person to explore himself or herself and be heard, which is the best part of Air Force.
Yeah, beautiful, sir. So many new learnings that I'm getting now आपके साथ बात करते करते, because these are things which despite all the research you can do, you never know, and this we only learn from dignitaries like you who have served and who have gone through this process. Sir, man behind the machine की बात करी, but थोड़ा सा now I would like to spend some time talking about the machines, because it generates a lot of interest, lot of curiosity among the audience. We have diversified the fleet a lot in the past many years, and we will focus our discussion only on combat aircrafts for now, not transport aircrafts. You have been in most of these aircrafts that we have heard of, but if we were to say, which one was your personal favorite and why?
See, I've spent most of my career on MiG-21s.
Okay.
So I would say that was my favorite, primarily because it demanded a lot from the pilot. Okay. Primarily flying skills. As the technology has advanced, the pilot has become a kind of event manager, or he has to manage a lot of systems, a lot of information. So if you make a pilot focus too much on pure flying, takeoff, landing, other things, other basic flying, then he will not be able to analyze all the information that is flowing, which is immense. And that is why over a period of time, what has happened is the basic flying of the aircraft has become very simple. The systems have become very, very complex.
Yeah.
As you go from a MiG-21 to a Su-30 to a Rafale, the aircraft is doing at least 10 to 20 times more than what a MiG-21 could do.
Okay.
And so that is why when I spoke about a pilot today takes 7 hours for a mission.
Yeah.
We took 1 hour for a mission. So it is 6 times more complex than what we were.
Absolutely.
So if we just say pure flying, MiG-21 demanded so much more from a pilot.
Right.
But if you say today's mission, today's war fighting, when you are monitoring 20, 30 aeroplanes simultaneously, you are flying with people all around you. Everything is on your radar or your head-down displays, and everything is there.
Sure.
There are so many people who are talking to you. There are so many data which is coming into your aircraft. Whether you should fire or you should not fire, and so things have become very complex. And so to say that whether I like that or like this, So purely from the flying perspective, in terms of piloting,
Right.
MiG-21, in terms of the complete thing, Su-30 and Rafale.
Su-30s. Sir, is it wrong to say that Su-30 is still the backbone of our fleet?
No, it is absolutely right, because that's the largest fleet of Indian Air Force. We went and bought, I think, 272 Su-30s, and today I think around 260, 262, around that number is still there, after some which have crashed or some accidents have taken place.
Right.
So that is the backbone of Indian Air Force.
Yep.
Rest are all other aircraft, but Su-30 is still the backbone.
Yeah. So procurement strategy की बात करते हैं. So India is a net importer of defense equipment. So do we go for the best equipment regardless of expense, or do we strike a balance between cost and efficacy?
Actually, when we procure anything, something that we need to remember is why are we procuring it?
Right.
So first thing that the Air Force does is it does what is called the force structure planning.
Force structure planning.
Correct.
Okay.
So it plans that in say 2040 this should be our force structure. And so buying an aircraft is not like buying anything from the market.
Of course.
Buying an aircraft, it takes at least 2 to 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you have to buy an aircraft, if you think about buying an aircraft today, it will be delivered to you. First is to find who will you buy from.
Yeah.
First is you don't decide an aircraft. What we decide is a capability.
True.
So we say that we want an aircraft with this capability. Now then what we do is we go across the world and see which are the aircraft which are meeting these capability markers, or what we call as qualitative requirements.
Okay, qualitative requirements.
So we should say, okay, it should be able to have a radar which sees so much. It needs to have these kind of electronic warfare equipment. This must have this kind of range. This could fly at this speed. This should be able to take off from this kind of runways.
Yeah.
This should be able to land probably in Leh or not here. So all those factors are then drawn out. Now you go and see in the world who are the countries which are manufacturing aircraft which meet these requirements.
Right.
Then you send a letter, a request for information to those countries or those companies, and they will respond to you that, okay, this is what we can offer, this is what we can offer, this one.
Right.
Then you go into the then the next is the RFP stage.
Yeah.
Then you again go to then you shortlist that who's meeting, who's not meeting. Then you go to the RFP stage, and then comes the negotiation. Once the RFP, and then what we do also is, in case we can go ahead, like for the MMRCA, we went and evaluate all the aircraft which had passed the first stage. And from that evaluation, we decide which is, and so we recommend that this is the best aircraft that meets.
Okay.
So it is not the cost, but it is the qualitative requirements. Cost becomes a factor when there are 2 aircraft which meets the qualitative requirement. Let us say that we started with 7. And out of the 7, 3 met our qualitative requirements. They passed the evaluation trials.
True.
Now 3 are there. Now we go to the cost negotiation.
Okay.
Because all 3 meet the capability requirements.
Right.
Since all 3 meet capability, then we go to the cost. And then we see the cost. To give you an example, when we did the medium multi-role combat aircraft, we had 7 fighters. We had F-16, we had F-18, we had MiG-31, MiG-35, we had Jas Gripen, we had Swedish, then we had Rafale, then we had Typhoon, and I think one more, I don't remember. I think these were the ones. So the 2 aircraft which met the qualitative requirement were Typhoon and Rafale. And when it came to cost negotiation, Rafale was cheaper than the Typhoon. So we went for Rafale. So the cost is also a factor, but quality is First is the quality. That means we first see technical requirements and then we go to the cost.
True.
It is not that we go to the lowest cost. Probably another aircraft would have been there, but it would not have passed the qualitative
control. Yeah. So that
is our procurement strategy in nutshell.
Yeah.
That we first see the capability, and capability is not versus our adversary. Capability looks after the entire spectrum of air warfare across the world.
Okay, so this is very critical to know.
Yes. It is not that we are buying something to match Pakistan or China. No.
Right.
Capability is like they say, there can be no permanent enemies and no permanent friends. There can only be permanent national interest.
Yeah.
So the national interest will remain one. People can come and go. Countries will become friends, they may not.
Right.
See, America was our most, strategic partner.
Yeah.
Now the way those voices are coming from America are not something which are giving you comfort.
Yeah.
And so that is why the national interests become paramount.
That's where we also talk about India's strategic autonomy, that we need to have options because the world and politicians and whatever, they keep changing. So you cannot depend on one country's leadership. And what was most important for me to know, for all of us to know actually, कि quality comes first for the Indian Air Force, and that's brilliant. Sir, हमने MMRCAs की बात करी. Rafales come to my mind. So, of course, this received a lot of media attention, a lot of hype. We got those 36, and we also saw them in action just last year. What is the operational advantage that the Rafales give?
Rafale is, there are a lot of. One is multi-role aircraft. That means you can, it will go do one role. After it finishes the mission, comes back, it can be configured for another mission.
Okay.
So that is multi-role.
Multi-role.
But Rafale is omni-role.
Okay.
Rafale gives you the capability because it can carry almost 8.5 tons of weapons.
Okay.
That means it carries both ground attack, strike weapons and air defense weapons, that is missiles.
Right.
So what it can do is it can finish one role and remain available for the next role.
Without having to
change.
Okay.
It can shift from one theater to another theater.
Wow.
And because it has got not only this defensive or offensive weapons, it has got very, very high level of electronic warfare capability.
True.
So that makes it a much more potent platform than any other platform that we have. The other part is that it is a little, with the kind of advances and India-specific enhancements that we have taken, it can undertake major missions with very, very high amount of safety.
Okay.
It can help. It has got better sensor fusion. That means it is getting a lot of data from the ground sensors and other sensors, and it is fusing everything and making a single picture better than any other aircraft as of now.
Okay.
So the pilot has a much better situational awareness than a lot of other aircraft. It has very good electronic warfare capability where it helps the other aircraft also.
Okay.
So there are a lot of other features that are there, and most importantly, it has long-range weapons. Today's fight is who sees first and who can shoot first.
Yeah, true.
And shoot the longest.
Yeah.
You can shoot first, but it has to be longer than your adversary.
True.
And so it offers you that with Scalp, which is a air to surface weapon, which has got more than 300 kilometers range.
Wow.
And it's got air to air missiles, which are one of the best in the world.
Yeah. So have you been inside a Rafale?
Yes, I have flown a sortie on Rafale.
Oh wow. I mean, I asked you this yesterday off record, but I can't even imagine how it feels like to be inside one of those fighter jets with the
It's very
capabilities.
cramped. It's not like a nice big car. It's very cramped. It's very small. You are nicely tied to the seat, and so you have a big helmet on top.
Yeah.
But it is, but everything is there in front of you.
Yeah. And the view you get, perhaps, I mean, even with the speeds that you are doing, must be, I don't know how to describe it. Maybe you should.
See, this feeling of speed, and when people talk about speed, no, the best, feel of speed is when you are on the ground.
Okay.
So when you're traveling in a car at 150 kilometers per hour, and you cross another vehicle, that's the best measure of speed. Because speed is relative.
Relative. True.
So when you fly very low, you will feel the speed. When you fly very low over the sea, you will still not feel the speed, because the background is not so, which gives you relativity. But when you fly very high, say at 30,000, 35,000 feet, you would have flown in a commercial aircraft.
Yeah.
You're flying at 35, 37,000 feet.
Yeah.
Do you feel speed?
Not at all.
You're still flying at 800 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, but you don't feel it.
But you don't feel it, because its relative velocity is not there.
That's
The relative velocity you will feel only when you are closer to another, when there is a reference. Without the reference, there is no relative velocity.
okay. Yeah, that's a great answer. There's a scientific answer behind it.
So that's why the speed, and a lot of people say when you cross the speed of sound,
Yeah.
for a
Supersonic.
pilot nothing happens.
Supersonic में भी कुछ नहीं होता.
It is only the people who are on the ground, their glasses will break and they will hear a big, sound
Yeah.
when you are crossing the speed of sound.
True.
But sitting in the cockpit, you will find just jump of some instruments.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all. Nothing. You will not feel that suddenly the aircraft has gone somewhere and what has happened. Nothing like that. But yes, if you are flying very low,
Yeah.
ask a MiG-23 or a MiG-27 pilot who flew at 1400 kilometers per hour at 150 meters,
Oh my God.
100 meters from the ground. Ask them what is speed. They will tell you what speed is.
It's the reaction timings, and I mean, of course, they're trained to do that, but I can't imagine कि 150 meters पे you're flying at those speeds, and the reactions you need to have if you're, doing some operations.
No, see, again, everything is in relation to something.
Okay.
You will never fight at 1400 kilometers per hour.
Okay. It's only to fly under radar.
It's only to fly fast, low under the radar,
Yeah.
and quickly reach the target.
True.
And give your enemy the least time.
Yeah.
Or when you are running away from somebody, you need to be fast.
Yeah, for sure.
A thief runs very fast. No, we are not thieves.
Of course not.
But when you have to run, you are outrunning your adversary.
Ji.
You have to be fast.
Absolutely.
So there are times when you have to do it. But it is not that always you do it.
Yeah. सर, आत्मनिर्भर भारत की हम बात करते हैं, self reliance. Tejas was a prime example of India building up its defense capabilities and building a light combat aircraft. With Tejas, however, or let's say with the new AMCA project that's coming up, we are discovering that we are still dependent on certain things. For example, the GE engines, which were supposed to be delivered. So how can India also ramp up its defense manufacturing production capacities to also start making engines in the future to reduce that dependency?
These days it is a kind of a fashionable word to say that we should have technological sovereignty. Technological sovereignty means that everything we will do in-house. No nation in the world can do everything in-house. Because finally the raw materials have to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
No nation is producing every raw material which is required.
Yeah.
I think except China. China has got, because it's
Rare
done a lot of mining and processing.
Critical
It's
minerals.
a lot of critical minerals it is doing. But even US is dependent on China for critical minerals.
Yes.
We are dependent on many countries for not only critical minerals, for metallurgy, for semiconductors, for high quality, high processing chips, which are required in today's modern aircraft.
Of course.
So Atmanirbharta is extremely important. It's important for us primarily because we have two neighbors who are not nice to us.
Yeah.
We have two neighbors who do not want to solve their boundary issues with us. We have two neighbors with whom we have fought 4 or 5 wars. We have two neighbors who are both nuclear. We have two neighbors with whom we constantly have standoffs.
Yeah.
If you see Uri, Balakot of Sindoor with Pakistan, and you see Doklam and Galwan or Eastern Ladakh with China. So the frequency with which we continuously have these standoffs require that we are self-sufficient. You see the number of conflicts in the world. Today more than 100 conflicts are going on in the world. If more than 100 conflicts are going on in the world is not becoming a better place. The conflicts will continue. The basic thinking is changing from globalization, which we are, which is inescapable, to nationalism. You see across the world there is so much of nationalism which is going. So if all these things are there, what does nationalism mean? What does protecting your own country mean? Is that you will, when it comes, you may not be able to give the technology or the equipment to the other country.
Right.
And we have faced it in 1999. We had sanctions after we did Pokhran from entire West.
Yeah.
So if we see the history, it is not that anybody is going to give you technology. And second thing is, developing technology is a very expensive business.
True.
Anybody who has technology would want you to become dependent on them. So if anybody tells you that, this country is giving technology, nobody gives it for free. Everything has a cost.
Yeah. I was actually sorry to interrupt, sir, but I was about to ask the very same question जिस पे आप बात कर रहे हैं, that tech transfer capabilities की भी बात आती है. For example, France, Dassault Aviation, they are saying, okay, we'll made in India Rafales in the future. Even Russia is offering the Su-57 capabilities, or at least to develop your indigenous capacity. Does it really happen, or does it happen with the cost, जैसा आपने बताया?
It will always happen with a cost. And it will always, firstly, somebody who's developed that technology has invested billions and billions of dollars. So if that technology has to come to us, we should be ready to give those billions of dollars.
True.
Share that dollar. Then we should see what is the depth of technology transfer that is happening. And thirdly is our industry ready to absorb that technology? Are we ready for it? How much time will we take? So in today's, I think the rate at which our industry is moving ahead, we are becoming better and better in terms of absorption of technology. But in terms of development of technology, we are still far, far behind, especially engine technology that we were talking about. Because we are able to make the cold stage of the engine, the combustion chamber, even to some extent, some parts of the engine controls and all. But where we are still struggling is the hot part of the engine. What we call the single crystal blade technology.
Okay.
Because your turbines, which is the hot part, has thousands of moving parts, and it is stressed because of temperature. When the metal is stressed because of temperature, it can give away at very high temperatures. At 1500, 2000 degrees Celsius, you need special metallurgy, special, kind of equipment to create that metallurgy. And that is where we have, and that is why Kaveri failed.
So what? Can you explain?
Kaveri is the Indian engine.
Okay.
The gas turbine Research Establishment,
Okay.
GTRE,
Okay.
is the DRDO lab which was developing an indigenous engine. This engine development started for LCA,
Okay.
but we could not develop Kaveri. We wanted about 50 to 60 kilonewton thrust in dry regime.
Okay.
And 75 kilonewton in reheat, but we couldn't get that, and because we couldn't get that, we could not, and it was much heavier than what we wanted, and so we had to go for GE404 with the US.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about GE404 with the US, we must remember that the factories for GE404 were closed. They had stopped production.
Yeah.
And so to restart the factory, it takes time.
Okay.
And that is why the process is delayed. There are other factors also which must be there. But LCA Mark 1A not coming out is not only because of the GE404.
Multiple other reasons.
There are multiple other reasons.
Okay.
Because again, when we talk about autonomy and Atmanirbharta,
Ji.
that radar is not Indian. There are many things that are not Indian in an LCA Mark 1A.
Okay.
And so those are the issues. Now when we have to integrate all those very, very complex technologies into the single aircraft, then it becomes a big challenge. Because everything is software driven and everything is different vendor.
Yeah.
Now you have to get everything, all protocols to a same level.
Right.
Same platform, same datum. And that is a big challenge. And that's the second reason for the LCA Mark 1A not coming. And so there is a requirement that we need to, when the time comes, we should not be depending on any other nation. And for that, we should have the capability. We will have to continuously import raw materials or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Those things will continue to happen, but manufacturing at least we should be able to.
We should pick up. Yeah.
But for that, what is important is, I think this long-term vision of the government, long-term investment is important. We have to have testing facility, simulation facilities, whole lot of certification, other issues. All these should be available in-house. Today, for a Kaveri to test it in air, we have to send it to Russia. Now, Russia will test it when its own aircraft is free.
And
It is not going to give India that, no, you come, we will test your aircraft.
True.
So, when you are dependent on others, others will make you further dependent.
Yeah.
We have to have a long-term vision where our national leadership is ready to invest money. Today we are talking about G414 and we are debating on national television that they have raised the cost 3 times. But when that person knows that you have no place to go, that is the only engine you can put. This we should have thought earlier.
Yeah. There was a talk कि we can go for a Rolls-Royce engine.
There is nothing we can go for. If we go for any other engine, an aircraft is designed around an engine.
Yeah.
It is not that an aircraft is designed and engine is put there.
No.
No, it never happens like that. An aircraft is designed around an engine. And if that engine has to change, the aircraft has to change.
No.
Because the pipelines, the connections, the integration, the software, how it connects with other, how much power it is producing, how much power it is giving to various other electrical systems.
Ji.
How will they absorb this power? How will they react to it?
Yep.
Everything is to be integrated. And so when the aircraft is designed, all these factors are kept in mind. This we should have thought 3 years back. Not today. Today there is no engine in the world which can replace G414.
Yeah.
So if I was to take a decision, I would have said, we have to buy G414, negotiate the cost. But there are a lot of other things that we are discussing in the media. You know, when G404 first engine came, the cost was 70 crores.
Okay.
When the second contract we signed with GE, the cost went to 84 crores. So if people are writing in the media that cost was 70 to 80 crores, it itself is a wrong datum. Because if 404, which was signed in 2023-24, was costing you 85 crores, will 414, which is 16% more powerful than 404, cost you 85 crores, 70 crores? It will cost you probably 100 crores. Because in this 2 years, your rupee is depreciated against dollar.
Yeah.
And you want manufacturing, you want, certain transfer of technology. So they will take the cost of that transfer of technology also.
Yeah.
So I feel, yes, 200 crores is outrageous. Americans must think 10 times about it if they want India to be their friend.
Yeah.
But at the same time, for us to say 70 or 80 crores is a wrong estimate. It lies somewhere in between, which is a more reasonable place.
True.
So if we feel Americans do not want to cut down the cost, we should not go for manufacturing. Just take the 414. But I would personally believe even at the higher cost, we should go little higher cost, not obviously 200 crores. Primarily, the reason is buying an engine is one investment. Maintaining an engine for 40 years is the other investment. We will end up paying much more if we go for another engine. Why I am saying is that between G404 and 414, there will be commonality of, let's say, 60%, 40% parts.
Yep.
We would maintain much lesser inventories than if we buy another engine.
Yeah.
What did Air Force do? We had MiG-21, 23, 27, 25, Su-30, Mirage 2000, Jaguar, so many aircraft. And what were we doing? We are spending crores and crores of rupees on maintaining the inventories.
Yeah. Separate inventory.
So if there is a commonality, we should go for commonality.
Yeah.
Look at the long-term impact of what is happening. What we are looking at is today.
Right.
But 40 years, how will it pan out? I think a lot of it is rhetoric and a lot of work would be going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sir, let's zoom out of this conversation for a bit. Because we were talking about India's self-reliance, and we started this conversation on a very optimistic note that we are, among countries we rank number 3, and there are fair reasons for it, good reasons for it. However, now I'll go even one step further to be optimistic. What is stopping us from becoming number 1? And I know the realistic answer, but also how do we build those capabilities to go even further, to become even better, and what are the challenges for it?
So, optimism, yes, 100%. I think everybody is optimistic. Over the last 4 years, 5 years, a lot of things have changed. Our defense production has gone more than 1.78 lakh crore rupees, which was just about 30,000 crore 4-5 years back.
Okay.
So that is one big optimism. We are exporting BrahMos, we are exporting Akash, we are exporting light ammunition, we are exporting, artillery, K9 Vajra. There are a lot of things that are very, very positive. Our missile program is one of the best programs in the world. We have Prithvi and Agni series of missiles, which are one of the best in the world. We are now producing weapons, which are very high quality.
Yep.
What we have to change in our whole system is, I think we have to stop working in compartments.
Yep. Integrated.
First, we have to reduce our procurement processes. We have to be faster in our approvals. Mm-hmm. Because the rate at which technology changes, it will not wait for approval.
Yeah.
Technology is different from approval. Yeah. But today, earlier we used to say Moore's law. You have heard about Moore's law?
No, please.
Moore's law said that every 18 months, the processing speed of a computer doubles.
Okay.
But that Moore's law is redundant today.
Mm.
Today, the computer processing capability is changing way faster than 18 months. We are talking about AI today, but quantum is knocking the door. So if there is so much technology which is around.
Yep.
Today when we are talking about making a 4.5 generation fighter aircraft in India.
Yeah.
LCA Mark II.
Yeah.
AMCA, which is the 5th generation fighter, will come in 2035. 2035, when US, China, France,
Russia.
Italy, Russia, Germany, Japan will be flying a 6th generation aircraft. So, just by being optimistic, we will not achieve that.
True.
Something will have to be done. That something will need vision, will need decision making, will need money, will need partnerships. Because if we as a nation today find that we can produce AMCA in 2035, we must find a way that how can we produce a 6th generation fighter in 2035. So if we have to do this leapfrogging, we can't climb a ladder and leapfrog.
You need to make a big jump.
You have to make a big jump. And big jump in technology will not come just like that.
Right.
It will come with partnerships. It will come with investment into other programs. And so there has to be a kind of multi-dimensional approach in this. We'll have to break down the silos. We'll have to have very, very high level of accountability of people and organizations, and demand quality. This whole process by which we are working will have to be shed, and it will have to be done on war footing. We cannot just follow the same process that we have been following for years and years and years. So we will need to do something different.
Yeah.
It will have to be different. Some steps are positive. Private sector has come into operation now. There is more private sector participation in aerospace. But it is a much bigger thing that needs to be done. So collaboration and who to collaborate with is very, very important.
The whole system needs an upheaval, like you said.
I think the system does not need upheaval. The processes need upheaval.
Yeah.
We have to cut down lot of bureaucratic processes that we
Red
have.
tapeism. Great, sir. So from now, after having talked about the man, the machine, the methods, this conversation will move towards something that the audience has been waiting to hear about: the combat experiences, the operational capabilities. But for that, the audience needs to wait for part 2 of this conversation. Part 1, if you liked it, if you thought it was epic, which stories stayed with you, please let us know in the comments. Thank you, sir, for being with us.
Thank you.
And audience, stay tuned for part 2. It is releasing very soon.